It's Atlantic Sun basketball from Baptist Health Arena in Richmond, Kentucky. Two teams trying to get above the 500 mark in conference play. Who's going to rain the threes today? Will it be Stetson or will it be Eastern Kentucky? We welcome you inside the arena for two teams trying to go above 500. Stetson trying to get their sixth win of the year. Colonels trying to get back to 500 overall. And when you look at these two teams, it's a matchup of the champions from 2024 in the Atlantic Sun. EKU wins the regular season, stubs its toe in the quarterfinals on this court to Jacksonville. Stetson beats Queens, Jacksonville, and then by 3 in the championship on their court. They beat Austin Peay to go to the NCAA tournament. Greg Stottlemyre along with Doug Sally. Doug, it's nowadays retool your team every year. Who has had the tougher challenge?
Stetson lost 137 out of 140 starts, all 5 guys. Eastern has Tay Blanton back, a good nucleus coming back from role players. We'll see what happens tonight. It's going to be a good one. It
should be a good one. The champions battling it out in Richmond. Let's take a look at what Stetson lost before we tip it off, and it's pretty monumental. Blackman goes to Miami. Swenson goes to UC Santa Barbara. Utah State gets the big guy. Oglesby and Smith also at D1 schools, but they have been injured and are redshirting. Stripes and whistles ready to toss the orange leather up today. Brian Washer is your crew chief. Chad Barlow and Patrick Harwood are the referees. EKU in the home white with maroon trim today. Meanwhile, Stetson in the all-black uniforms with green trim. Meeting number 5, Stetson has won 3 of the 4. Last time they played here in Richmond, it was an 85-70 win for the Colonels. But down in DeLand, it has been all Stetson. There is the look at it. They first played when they were not in the same conference in a tournament in Daytona Beach. Buttrey getting his second start of the year back-to-back. And the Colonels win the tap, and away we go between Stetson and EKU. This is Kimball out high. Now Evans Paul getting a second start in a row. Blanton, all-conference player preseason. Back high or no, Myrick, top rebounder, working his way in for a 2-0 EKU lead.
Myrick, really a force on the offensive glass here as conference play has started. Does his work early. Eastern with full court pressure.
That's an offensive rebound. He averages over 3 a game, 50th best in NCAA basketball. 5th best rebounder overall in the Atlantic Sun at over 7 a ball game. Myrick has improved so much. This is Phillips. Out high, their leading scorer, Ellison. Now Wood. Feed it out to Massey, the lefty for the lead. Splash.
Massey is an all-around player. You'll see him post up a lot tonight, but you can see right there he can pull the string from the 3.
Now 1,051 points in his college career. Came over from Western Carolina 2 years, then on to Wingate. 3rd school in 5 years. Kimball dropped the ball, turnover Kimball. They're up ahead here to Sanka. Sanka flips it off the glass with a tough one. And off the Kimball mistake, it's 5-2 Stetson.
Nice finish with that left hand right there over Buttrey.
Blanton to Buttrey. Man-to-man defense. Blanton, hand in the face, 16-footer, using rim to make it a 5-4 game.
Well, that's Tay Blanton's game. He's a pull-up, mid-range guy.
Students back on campus, so good student crowd in the end zone here. In the newly renovated and still to be renovated one more phase, Alumni Coliseum and Baptist Health Arena. 2 minutes played. Kimball, hard screen, legal screen, Wood. Ellison, down the left to Massey. Tipped away by Paul. Go inside, skip it around the rim, around the horn to Ellison. Step in 17-footer, no. Rebound by Blanton, second leading rebounder for the home team. Buttrey fakes. Good cutoff there. High hands by Wood. Now Kimball. Played at Eckerd College in Florida, so not far from Stetson. A little body bump foul as 3 guards 3, and the whistle goes on Makai Ellison.
Keep your eye on that matchup. Ellison and Kimball guarding each other on both ends of the floor. Quick foul there by Ellison.
Trigger out in front of the courtside seats for Buttry. Buttry will bring it out to Evans Paul. Another Floridian against a school from Northeast Florida. Paul, though, from Naples down in the south. Team close to him will be in here on Saturday in Florida Gulf Coast. Buttry skips it dangerously to Blanton. Thought about a 3 drives, got loose on a run from 5 at EKU. Reclaims the lead, 6-5.
What a good job by Blanton, getting that ball way out in front on that first step to get by the defense and allow him to get into the paint.
Blanton now just 6 points away from moving to number 2 all-time in scoring at Eastern Kentucky, the graduate student from the Cleveland area. Corner left to Wood, standing on the sidelines. Doug's favorite play in college basketball, happens about every game.
Well, they don't make it any wider, but the players, they don't seem to adjust. I don't know if their feet are bigger or what, but you see that all the time.
Well, their feet are probably bigger than when you played, A, and B, they've moved that 3-point line out closer to the corner.
Yep, you're right, Greg.
Kimball, Paul, now Blanton come to meet. A good start for Blanton. Only had 10 the other night and only took 6 shots, a season low. Look at Buttry go in among the tall trees. At EKU, a 6-0 run as Buttry gets in the score column.
Good job by Buttry coming off of that cut. He curled it and got into the middle in the paint and did a good job freezing the defense before he got the shot up.
Ellison pestered by Buttry. Going to have a new player in at the next break in Sonia. Into the lane. Tough runner, and it goes. And a foul shot to boot to try to tie the ball game. Beautiful drive there by Ellison.
Yeah. Blanton got matched up on him on that trip down, and he did a good job getting in there. Blanton just on his hip. Ellison, good job to finish and draw the foul.
On your next visit to Richmond, book your stay with Town Place Suites by Marriott or Holiday Inn Express Richmond. 2 great hotels in 1 great city. Town Place Suites by Marriott, Holiday Inn Express, proud partners of EKU Athletics. We're tied as Ellison is off to a good start as he has 3, Massey has 3, and we are tied at 8. So the new player in, as we mentioned, is Senya. Blaise Senya out of London, England. They've got an Italian and a player from Great Britain on their team. Screened by Paul. Kimball hunting something. Getting loose and an off-bank runner, but the rebound by Paul out to Buttry from 27, way long. Airballed it.
You won't see that happen very often.
15:42 to go. We've opened it up in Richmond, tied at 8. 2 lead switches, tied at 8 early on in Richmond. Tay Blanton leads the Colonels with 4. Goes by Tay. Look what he's done. 11th rebounding all-time at Eastern. 6th in assist. This is game 140 tonight. 2nd most behind Michael Moreno, who graduated last year. And he's 3rd in points. But he may be moving up pretty soon. He needs 6 more points to get past Matt Witt. Not going to catch Nick Mayo playing over in Japan for his 6th year. Installed into the EKU Athletics Hall of Fame was Mayo back in September. Let's see if Eastern Kentucky has made any change into the lineup. We scan the hardwood. No. Again, 1 change in Blaise Senya. And that's it. Yeah, they've got 1 other new player in as they go inside, and it's easy for Wood as Jordan Wood got inside. 3 schools in 5 years, and our 3rd lead switch.
Eastern late picking up the ball right there. Wood able to get it all the way to the rim.
Next break, Wall for EKU, the first sub. Here's Blanton, head of the key. Comes left off a screen, working his way into the lane, dropped the orange, got it back. Buttry wide open. 1 he normally hits, but he's long there. And a good block out by the new player in. And here is the other new reserve in Senya. The new player in is Jamie Phillips back in, and they drive, and a missed shot right at the rim by Massey. Rebounded, and Kimball the other way. He gets knocked down, no whistle. He wanted a foul, and a nice block by Wood.
Yeah, I thought Kimball drew the contact right here.
Man, not much.
No, not as much as from our angle the first time.
I thought it was a good non-call. Jordan Wood. I was with you when I watched it live, but I think the officials let him play. It was a good call. Jordan Wood, San Antonio, gets blocked, number 17, 10th in the A-Sun, leads his team. Blanton finds a 12-footer. He'll hit that most of the times, and he does there. We're tied at 10 now.
2-2-1, three-quarter court press there by Eastern. Crawford in the lineup, too.
2 ties, 3 lead switches. Crawford, Kimball at guards. Wall, Myrick, and Blanton, the only 2 starters. Massey at the head of the key. Here is Senya. Played at Minnesota Crookston, a Division II school. Taken away by Kimball. He'll shoot the 3. Miss it. Easy rebound, Crawford. Crawford will circle it away. And Eastern Kentucky will reset with a new 20. Bad pass by Wall, saved by Crawford, almost stolen by Massey. Blanton drives, little shove off, good tip away by Woods. Solid defense. Woods been big with a block and a steal. 17th of the year. Senya comes over high left to Phillips. The big fella throwing it down low to Massey, the 6'6" forward. Banging into Crawford and throwing it way too hard at Wall. An easy rebound on the air ball. Here's Myar Wall. Nobody stopping him. Finds Crawford. Jordan Crawford will back it away. Missed 2 games over the Christmas time, but he's back in. Played great defense the other night. Had a big steal late in the Bellarmine game. Blanton flings it dangerously. Crawford tiptoes the line. Saves it to Myrick. 7 to shoot. Blanton knows it. Step back 3. Too long. Eastern Kentucky is now 0 for 4 on 3 balls. Stetson has made their only attempt. We stay tied at 10. Around Wall. Massey to the goal. 1 beats 1. And now we have a foul, or what do we have there after it? Was it a technical?
Technical foul. There's been some trash talking there after that basket by Massey. We'll see how this plays out.
5 for Massey. Donnie Jones wants an explanation. The veteran coach. There you see Sean Finney, one of his assistants. Here's the play.
Yeah, Massey, really good attack. And then he kind of looked back at Wall. Couldn't tell if he said something or not.
Yeah, I saw his lips moving.
Yeah.
Here's Kimball. That's like free 2 here. As Kimball is on track to set the school record for season foul shooting. Got them both. Free 2 to tie it back up at 12.
Well, another lesson learned there. You just got to play the game. Let your actions speak for you. You don't have to say things to other players.
Finley Sheridan out of Merrick, New York, 6'10" redshirt sophomore, will come into the contest, and they will take Massey out, put him in timeout for a second on the end of the bench.
And Nussbaum and Thompson in for respective teams. Nussbaum for Eastern, Thompson in for Stetson.
Nussbaum wears 42, graduate from Virginia Military Institute, played for the Cadettes. Here's Blanton, dropped the dribble again, got it back to Kimball. Shifty to the lane. He'll back it away and reset. Shot clock at 10, tied at 12. Kimball feeds the baseline to Blanton around Thompson to Crawford. Another one missed. EKU now 0 for 5 on distance shots. Down the lane and all the way to the goal, unimpeded, is Sanka. Abramo Sanka from Italy with the bucket. They've been good in transition tonight. At Eastern Kentucky's Kimball, second turnover. The Hatters are running. EKU gets back. Senya, good screen from Thompson. Sheridan, nope. Big battle, and Blanton wins the battle against Thompson for the rebound. For Blanton's second rebound. Colonels have out-rebounded Stetson 8-4. Blanton's having trouble with the dribble, and he misses the shot. Wall kept it alive. Nussbaum a tap, but it kicks out high to Sanka. Sanka to the trailer. Sonya drills the 3. And Stetson looking like they did last year right now, hitting the 3s.
Yeah, they've come out on fire from that 3-point line and put Eastern back on their heels here early.
EKU 0 for 5 from distance. Stetson 2 for 3. Blanton off left to Kimball. Another miss, 0 for 6. EKU opened the game at Austin Peay 1 for 16. Came all the way back from 17 down, got it to overtime and lost it at a drive. They've been driving to the goal straight line. And that time, the harm of Senya descended to break here at 11-19. Foul shots at a 5-point lead for the road team in Richmond.
I love this card.
Thanks. Go Colonels. Is it here? Hey, Coach, it's right here, but shouldn't you be at the game?
Carry your favorite team with you everywhere you go with the new EKU branded debit card from CG Bank. No matter what season it is, always show your Colonel pride.
Buckle up, phone down. Buckle up, put your phone down, yeah, yeah. Buckle up, phone down. Buckle up, put your phone down, yeah, yeah. Buckle up, phone down. Buckle up, put your phone down, yeah, yeah. Buckle up, phone down. Buckle up, put your phone down. Ooh. Put your phone
Be safe, Kentucky. Buckle up and put the phone down.
Raising Cane's invites you to grab life by the chicken fingers. So get out there. Be you. Do you. Embrace whatever makes you, you. All while enjoying Raising Cane's hand-battered cooked-to-order chicken fingers, crispy crinkle-cut fries, buttery Texas toast, and that secret recipe cane sauce that makes everything that much better. So go on. Savor the day.
Raising Cane's chicken fingers. One love.
Eastern Kentucky has not scored since the 14:46 mark. We're down to the 11:19 mark. Stetson foul shots up by 5 for Donnie Jones, a veteran coach. 6th season at Stetson, 83 and 92, as we said at the top, won the ASUN tournament last year. 15th season overall. He was a head coach at UCF and Marshall as well. Donnie Jones, of course, coached under Billy Donovan at Marshall as an assistant as well. It's his team. He's had to, as we said at the very beginning of this one, replace all 5 starters of that tournament team. They got beat in the opening round of the tournament by eventual national champion UConn. Good look at the guy wearing number 9 out of London, England. Played at Howard College and junior college for 2 years, and then at Minnesota Crookston. So he's covered a little bit of the United States since coming over the pond. And he uses the back iron to get the foul shot. 6 in a row by Stetson. EKU scored 6 in a row early to have an 8-5 lead. Now Stetson leads by 6, looking for a 7-point lead.
Eastern go a little 3-guard lineup here. Holt, Buttry, and Crawford all in the lineup at the same time.
8-0 run or make it a 7-0 run. And a 19-12 lead. As Eastern Kentucky's dry spell mounting, second by second, pick and roll to Nussbaum, blocked by Thompson from behind. That was great anticipation by Thompson.
Well, watch this screen roll action. A little dribble handoff, and boy, I tell you what, Sanya got the worst of that.
Thompson had 4 blocks against Queens, the season high. Nussbaum to Buttry. He's missed 2 threes tonight. Holt first time in. Another outside shooter. Now Crawford from Blanton. Down to 6 to shoot. Does Crawford know it? Blanton does. He'll shoot a fall-away 17-footer. The dry spell continues. They climb the back of Nussbaum, who had better position.
Well, the old wily veteran in there. Got good position. 5th-year player out of VMI. Got inside position, and the defense goes over him.
Sonka with the foul. 1 double-double for Sonka this year. Had 12 points, 10 rebounds against Mercer. They've had 10 different players be their top rebounder. Colonel's trying to break a dry spell. And a long pass to backcourt to Blanton over top of Woods. Blanton to Crawford, finds a gap into the corner to Buttry. Buttry flips it off the glass, didn't hit anything. He wanted a foul, but that one was well off target. Trying to add to their 7-0 run is Stetson. Here's Thompson, handed back to Sonka, around to the left. That was Sanya instead. This is Ellison back in. Wood wants it. Wood's got that mismatch. Wood turns over Buttry. Easy pickings there. They had the mismatch they wanted. They've scored 9 in a row.
No, that's 6'10", over 6 foot right there. That's a big mismatch.
Here's Buttry. We near the 10-minute mark. Blanton faces the 3, passes it up, spins the lane, 10-footer, no. Eastern Kentucky 0 for their last 9. Nothing falling, 5 of 18 tonight. Don't hit shots, you don't look good. That shot missed. Buttery had a good block out against Wood. And Eastern Kentucky will get it after the miss out of the corner by Senya.
Myrick back into the lineup for EKU. I don't know how Buttery got matched up with Wood 2 times in a row, but he did a great job getting position there and keeping Wood away from the ball.
Wood, a graduate student. Buttery, a former Mr. Basketball in Kentucky in 2022. The 5th to have that honor and don the EKU jersey. 9:40 in the first half. 9-point Stetson lead. Kimball leaves his feet. Buttery, nice extra share to Holt. Missed it. Volleyballed out to Buttery from Meyer. Missed it. EKU 0 for 8, and the crowd's groaning for good reason. 0 for 11 in this stretch. And on the night, 0 for 8 on threes. Wood feeds a loaded Thompson. Kick it to the corner. Driving inside. Scoop and miss by Abramo Sanya. Kimball, dangerous alley-oop to Myrick, and he missed the dunk. Good thought, didn't work. They're 0 for 12 in this last run, and the scoring drought is over 4 minutes now. Into the lane against Myrick to a sliding stop. They double Ellison, and he finds a teammate. A.W. Hamilton, no timeout. We play on 23-12. The game was tied at 12. 11 in a row for Stetson. Colonels haven't scored for almost 4.5 minutes. EKU is 1 of its last 17, 0 of its last 11. Can Crawford break the ice? Yes, at 8:30.
Well, maybe that'll get Eastern going. Sometimes you just need one bucket to see that the ball will go in.
So that stops the 11-0 run, makes it 23-15. Stetson shooting 60%. EKU was down at 23 before the Crawford make. Sonka with Holt. Myrick pops out to help a bit. Now Wood feeds it low to Thompson. Good body into Myrick, and he'll put it in.
Oh, that's a pretty move by Thompson. Got deep position on that screen row action. He got the pin against Myrick, able to go up with that jump hook and finish.
Played at Minnesota 2 years. Did start 9 games, just averaged 2 points. Kimball a 3 and a miss. EKU now 1 of 10, 10% from 3, and trailing by 10. Biggest deficit 11. Thompson kicks it to the corner. Sanga drives in, banks it in. They are dissecting Eastern Kentucky like a frog in biology your freshman year in high school.
Well, that really good ball movement from Stetson, able to take advantage of those drives.
Stetson by a dozen. In that Eastern Kentucky huddle, they're searching for answers as Stetson leads 27-15. It was an 11-0 run. They scored 11 points, while Eastern Kentucky went 1 of their last 14 from the field, including missing 11 in a row and not scoring a point for 6 minutes, 16 seconds. Eastern Kentucky giving up those 11 points. They have now given up 4 double-figure unanswered runs to Atlantic Sun opponents. Now in Game 7, EKU has not had a double-figure scoring run against a league opponent this year. Something in the 7 years, the previous 6 years, that A.W. Hamilton's team has done a whole lot, but this year not as much. 1 of 10 three-point shooting doesn't help. Myrick handoff Kimball. Good look at a 15-footer. There you go.
Good little pitch back there. Myrick, Kimball, a nice cut, able to knock that 15-footer down.
4 for Kimball. That's his first make after opening 0 of 5 from the field. Buttery, meanwhile, 0 for 3 from 3 and 1 for 5 overall floater in the lane. Ellison, Myrick gambled, and then Kimball lost him. And Ellison just fighting his way in the lane every time he heads in there. He has 5. They have absorbed any challenge for the EKU defense. Holt got it back from Myrick. 3 ball with a hand at his face, no good. Holt's had a tough year. Myrick, a shove, frustrating trying to get an offensive rebound. Holt is shooting at 32% on the year now. 29 of 91, second most shots taken Nothing falling for anybody. The only 3 made by Crawford after the Colonels had missed 11 shots in a row. And it broke that 6-minute-plus dry spell.
Yeah, I thought Holt took a contested 3 right there. Still had a lot of time on the shot clock.
Ellison out of Flint, Michigan. Gives it off to the big guard in Sonia out of London, England. Got it inside, mismatch again, but Holt did a good job shutting it down. Now Blanton playing defense. Catch and shoot Ellison too long. Turns into an air ball rebound for Kimball. They play 5-on-4 as Wood fell down. Blanton into Holt, out of the corner, yes, off of Blanton assist.
Well, they took advantage of Wood falling down here in the backcourt. Good job finding the open man.
And Blanton off the hip with a pass, his first assist. Just the second assist for the Colonels tonight. Sanya. Now they switch. Wood. Whistle inside. There's going to be a hold on Blanton.
Stetson doing a really good job with her pick and roll action. That time they came off a little pick and roll at the top, and then they dove the weak side elbow inside. Blanton called holding.
Yeah, he got the back of the jersey there. Lob into Massey. Josh Massey drives Blanton easily to the goal, but he missed it. Rebound Myrick. Blanton. Kimball, extra share, Buttery. One's got to go. That's not the one. Look at Myrick, offensive board. Went up for the dunk, and he's fouled. Myrick showing a little grit there, a leader out of Atlanta, Georgia.
Well, he did a good job getting to the backboard there. A lot of times in the open court in transition, you see a little seam. Myrick able to run in there. I thought he was going to finish with a dunk, but real good aggressive offensive rebound.
Foul on Wood to try to stop him. Wood, the only guy to foul out of a game this year for Stetson. It was against Florida International. Myrick has gotten so good from the foul line after being a 50% shooter his first 3 years of college. Northern Illinois for a year, Southern College as well, out in Southern Union out west.
You know, you look at the way this game's been played, and then you look at the scoreboard. Eastern's only down 8.
Rag on him, and then he misses. 29-21, so Wood saved a point, giving up the foul. 5:19 and a quick moving first half. Colonels go zone. Massey into Myrick, turning in trouble Wood. Wood guarded by Buttery, almost walked, but got it out in time to Ellison as we near the 5-minute mark. Wood, good look at a 12-footer, no good. Now beginning to start missing is Stetson. But that is Blanton, lost the ball again. Buttery tried to save it, and it'll go out. Blanton 4 times today, driving in, he has lost the dribble.
Yeah, he just looks like he's out of tempo, maybe trying to do something a little bit quicker than he's used to. And I don't know what it is, but he's lost it, like you said, Greg. Lost his dribble, lost control of it. Holt unable to save it. 2
leading scorers for EKU on the year. Blanton and Kimball have the 2 turnovers apiece, and the 4 for Eastern. And EKU's only forced 2. Remember, we talked amongst ourselves coming into this, and we'll give you that graphic in a second here, but this is a turnover-prone team that hadn't made him tonight. They have moved the ball extremely well. Ellison in the corner with 6 to shoot. Leaves his feet, finds Wood out of the corner. Couldn't get that. Great block out by Buttery, and he is knocked down by the 6'6" Massey. You can say all you want about 5'11" Turner Buttery. I know you gave him 6 feet. He's listed at 5'11". But he is a gritty, tough kid. You know, he plays with, I'm short, chip on my shoulder.
Oh, yeah. If you want to be a coach and show a clip of how to block out, that was it right there. He did a good job. I mean, Phillips outsized him quite a bit, able to keep him away from the ball.
That's the second foul on Massey, who they called it on. So Massey, who averages 11.6. EKU trying to climb back in it. Stetson has now missed their last 4, 2.5 minutes. Colonels went over 6 minutes without a point. There's Holt. And again, he pays Blanton with assists. They found the shooter. Bullseye. Holt has 6.
Yeah, great court awareness to look to the weak side where the help was. Blanton able to find Holt.
7-0 run, EKU back in the game, down 5. They were down as many as 12 in this game. Up top, Jamie Phillips Jr. Now Ellison, baseline Wood, wraparound.
Well, he posted up there in what you call the dunker spot. Great feed from the top. Wood able to finish without reverse.
So that will stop the 7-0 run over just over 2 minutes. Scoring drought at about 3. We'll give you the exact total when we can get our abacus out. Here's Myrick. Myrick, a couple of dribbles, hand off to Blanton again. Lost the dribble for a moment, but he finds his sweet spot and misses from 15. Blanton now 3 for 9 after a hot start early. Stetson moving the ball well offensively. Holt trying to stop Phillips, takes him inside, banks it, misses. Myrick had a touch, couldn't get it, and they'll re-clear with a new 20 on the clock. Wood open, left flat, got it. You could hear the court ripple. He was wide open. He has 9.
Well, offensive rebound situations, you've got to relocate shooters. Wood wide open.
Eastern Kentucky has Kimball drive in and draw a foul. Donnie Jones disagrees as he walks the official up the sidelines, saying that was all ball. That was all ball. Still upset as we go to break. Eastern down 10 to Stetson in Richmond.
Hey, John B. Need another debit card, huh? Don't worry, we got you covered.
When convenience matters most, it's video banking from Insight Credit Union for the win. Safe, secure personal service without having to bank in person. Insight Credit Union and you. Better together.
Daytona Beach International Airport. Happy travels start here. Just minutes from the world's most famous beach and steps from the Speedway. And for the locals, close to home, fast security checkpoints, and a first-class customer experience. Daytona Beach International Airport, the right airport, right here.
I fell in love with the small class sizes. I loved being able to connect with all those professors and not just be a number. And also the campus is gorgeous, and I felt like every time I walked around campus.
Is out shooting EKU by 26%, and they lead by 10. Where we thought the tale of turnovers may follow the season script, it hasn't. Look at this. Stetson minus 4.4 a game, 6th worst turnover margin in the country. EKU plus 3.7, 25th best. Tonight, EKU 4 turnovers, Stetson 2. How and why, Doug?
They've just done a good job beating the initial pressure, and once they've done that, they get in the front court. And they've done a good job finding the open man, and one thing you can't do is let Stetson catch and shoot. They've got too many good shooters out there. EKU has got to find them in transition. They've got to find them in the half-court sets. I thought the zone kind of put Stetson back on the heels. They played a few possessions of 2-3 zone, but Stetson did a good job there at one point getting the pass down to Wood on the baseline.
First shot missed by Kimball. He'll have one more. Kimball 2 for 3 now from the foul line, 1 for 6 from the field. Second one good. So EKU scored 7 in a row, 5 in a row answered by Stetson to build it back to 10. Biggest lead 12, sits at 9 after the Kimball free toss. Been a slow day for Eastern Kentucky on both ends of the court. Ellison has run the show well, 47 assists, but he does make 54 turnovers, but he has not done that tonight. No turnovers, 2 assists. This could be another one as Phillips tried to throw it through, and they say foul, and it's called on Jackson Holt.
Well, they did a good job getting the ball to the middle. Phillips just below the free throw line, and then once you get it in there, that soft spot, defense comes up and help. Myrick had to come up to stop the ball, and then that left basket wide open.
Thompson was there. Holt came over his back 2 tosses for Thompson, a 57% foul shooter, but he got a shooter's roll there. It was well off, long and left, but it went in because that 18-inch orange thing's up there to help him. One more for Thompson.
Get your paint can out, Greg. You're going to wear the rim out if you shoot shots like that.
Second one, no good. Blanton the rebound. Blanton pulls down the rebound, his 4th of the night. Myrick has 5. EKU's out-rebounded him by 5, but they've done this. 5 turnovers against a team that is the 6th worst turnover margin team in the country. 10-point lead for the Hatters. High right Phillips, the freshman from Winter Haven. Now Ellison, step back 3 for the biggest lead of the night. It won't go. Myrick got the rebound, tipped to Holt to Kimball. Kimball pushing an alley-oop and threw it away.
And just mistimed that cut by Myrick. He thought he had him on the lob, and I thought Myrick was open, but just bad timing and bad pass behind him.
Yeah, the lob was low and off target. 3 turnovers by Kimball. Came in with 68 assists, 55 turnovers. Does make the 2nd most turnovers volume-wise in the A-Sun. 10-point lead, and Ellison hunting something. Over to Phillips. Phillips skip it out and around into the left corner. Got around Myrick. Wood to the goal, missed it. He reversed under the rim and threw it too hard across the plexiglass. Myrick get another rebound. Myrick's had 7 of them. Here's Crawford. Nearing the minute mark of the first half, dominated by the Hatters. They've won 3 of the 4 games these 2 teams have played. Blanton into the lane, off to Holt. Can he go 3 for 3? Yes. Blanton has assisted every Holt 3 tonight, and Holt rescuing a poor 3-point shooting night for the rest of the team.
Well, you got to be happy for Jackson Holt. He's kind of been up and down. That was a great first half so far.
Kimball, tight defense on Ellison, and he got a little too tight there at the end.
Yeah, not a good foul. The dribble was already picked up. He just overpressured. Got that arm in the process. There he is right there. They already picked up the dribble. No need to reach in and foul right there.
Would you put that in the frustration foul category?
Probably, yeah. There's a lot of frustrated players out there for Eastern. When the shots aren't falling, it can affect other parts of your game.
They gave that last assist to Blanton instead of Kimball. So 3 turnovers on Blanton, but he does have 4 assists tonight. And a timeout for the veteran coach, Donnie Jones. Eastern Kentucky trailing Stetson 35-28. 10 on the shot clock. 31 seconds left in the first half. February is a challenging time for food banks. Be a team player and donate to God's Outreach Madison County Food Bank by supporting the City of Richmond's February food drive and Walk for Heart Health during the entire month. Into the huddle of A.W. Hamilton. Played at Marshall. Started his coaching career there as a GA under his now assistant. He had Ron Jersa, who had the scout for the home team tonight. We talked about Marshall. I feel a green thread of thundering herd in the building tonight. There's the Hamilton bio at Marshall. Ron Jersa was his coach the last year or 2 he played. And then Jersa, the head coach, replaced by the coach on the other bench in Donnie Jones. And that's our Marshall report in Richmond, Kentucky tonight.
Yeah, they all know each other. Coach Hamilton was talking about all the ties involved in this game. Small world in coaching sometimes.
6 foul at EKU. 6 fouls on Stetson. So we play on with 7 on the shot clock. They lose Holt. Phillips into the lane. Myrick challenges, and we've got a whistle. And it's on Holt yet again.
I don't think it was on Holt this time. I think they got Crawford on the push-off there. You can see that left arm being extended when Phillips was up in the air.
They're waiting on the official stats across the way. They put it up as a team foul. We'll wait. And sorted out as Thompson to the line, and so he's 2 for 3. It is on Crawford, we're told. 36-28. First time in, Daniel McGregor, Clearwater, Florida, 6-foot freshman guard. They'll take the bigger guy and Sonka out. Sonka played at Wake Forest and UCLA as a reserve. One more for Thompson. Started his career at Minnesota. Played at the same prep school, La Lemure, as former Colonel Great Wendell Green. And Thompson has defied the logic from the foul line. And they are back up 9 as EKU will go for the last shot, they hope, here in the first half. Kimball with a Myrick screen. Kimball driving. Finds a off-balance 7-footer tap by Myrick. No. Rebound Andrews, put back up Myrick. No. That kind of half. Nothing falling for Eastern Kentucky. They're down around 30% while Stetson shoots 50% and waltzes its way to the locker room on the road in the Commonwealth by 9. This is the City of Richmond halftime report halfway through. Stetson 37-28, leading it by 9. Biggest lead 12. Greg Stottlemyre, Doug Sally back courtside. Doug, it feels like Stetson, who's known for scoring, they had 113 a couple of years ago down in DeLand against EKU. They've won this game through 20 on the defensive end, haven't they?
Well, they've slowed Eastern up, and Eastern, of course, they've had some good looks they haven't taken advantage of, but they've also forced Eastern into some bad shots. And I think that's part of it. But on the other end, I thought Eastern's defense was really lacking. I thought Stetson did a good job of taking advantage of some ball screen action. They were able to get straight line drives out of it, and sometimes some mismatches where you had guards switching off on bigger guys, and they did a good job posting them. And then they've hit open shots when they've had them. They've done a really good job attacking the man-to-man. I thought the Eastern zone kind of slowed them up there at certain points. But overall, Stetson's had a really good half offensively.
Well, that's what Doug has to say. Let's back it up with some video and see how Stetson has done it here as they lead by 9 here at halftime. And it's been a work in progress for Eastern Kentucky defensively. And Stetson has had everybody contribute, including that guy. He's been really good. And Mekhi Ellison.
Yeah, Wood, I thought, had a really good first half, too. He was going right there on a putback.
Yeah, 7 points, 3 of 6, a block there as well.
Right. He's an all-around player. He comes up with a loose ball right here. They were able to push the ball down the floor and get a couple baskets in transition.
Straight line drive.
Straight line drive right from the wing. Here's a mismatch. We're talking about Crawford in there on that, but they were able to take advantage of the three-point shot. There's Wood again when he got matched up on Turner Buttrey.
Meanwhile, Eastern Kentucky gets outshot by 20%. They go 11 straight shots, 6 minutes, 16 seconds without a point. Myrick going lunch pail. That's something he's done all year long. Blanton had a hot start, but he cooled off.
Yeah, he has trouble handling the ball today. And right there, he's able to get into the paint and finish. Buttrey able to score early on a little curl. He got to the rim. And there's another pull-up by Blanton, but it's been inconsistent on the offensive end. When you have a dry spell as long as you did, there was Crawford, the shot that broke the dry spell, and it kind of snowballs. Jackson Holt, good thing he showed up for Eastern. He hit those 3 threes and kind of kept Eastern hanging around, and he's had a really good half. There's
all 3 of his threes were assists, and so at halftime, Eastern Kentucky trails Stetson in a battle of 2 teams trying to get above 500 at ASUN play. The Hatters, tip of the hat to them. They lead by 9. At intermission here in Richmond, it is Stetson 37, Eastern Kentucky 28. The halftime stats presented by Baptist Health. Both teams with dry spells. EKU's about twice as long as Stetson's. Stetson shooting 50%. They entered shooting 44.3 on the year. Colonel's down to 30%. Their worst shooting effort in an entire game this year has slotted in at 31% down in Florida in a tournament against Ball State. 38% three-point shooting for the Hatters as they have hit 3 of 8. EKU has taken 6 more, hit just 1 more at 4 of 14. And from the foul line, Stetson doing better as well, 86%. As they are 6 of 7. Eastern Kentucky at 67%, 4 of 6. Rebounding +8 EKU. 9 rebounds already for Myrick, but Eastern Kentucky known for having good turnover margin, being outdone by a team that has had bad turnover margins this year. 6th worst in the country. Not tonight. They've made only 2 turnovers, and EKU has made 6. Individually, on the Baptist Health halftime statistics, balanced scoring for Stetson. Top player with 8 is Abramo Kanka, as Sanka has a total of 8. Also 3 rebounds. Jordan Wood given 9 points and 2 rebounds, 3 assists. Tate Blanton, 6 points, 4 rebounds, 4 assists. 3 of the 4 assists to Jackson Holt, who's rescued EKU from deep with 3 of 4 for 9 points. And that's where we sit at halftime with the Baptist Health first half numbers as Stetson leads by 9. That's the City of Richmond halftime report. Second half takeout next here on the ESPN Network. Help support the American Red Cross. Donate now. redcross.org/ESPN. Our thoughts to everybody out in California, Southern California, LA area with the wildfires, as it has been a Stetson impressive first half here. What's going on as they lead by 9. Biggest lead at 12. Broke away from a 12-12 game. Held EKU without a make over 11 shots in 6 minutes, 16 seconds. Then went scoreless for over 3 minutes themselves. EKU scored 7 in a row, but when they broke the ice, they scored 5 quick ones to reestablish control. Now we go into the ASUN standings as we played 1/3 of the 18 games in the regular season. And we've got a log jam at the top between Lipscomb, Queens, Jacksonville, and Florida Gulf Coast, who is here on Saturday. North Alabama sitting in 5th, and it's the EKU Stetson battle that determines which team is in the top 6 and which team is at the bottom 6, at the top of the bottom 6, as you see the standings. So let's go around the arenas in the ASUN with EKU down 9 here at halftime over in Louisville. FGCU blowing out winless inside the conference Bellarmine by 15. That one nearing the last 8 minutes of the game. Jacksonville ahead of West Georgia in Carrollton, 45-34 in intermission. It's in the first half, and Central Arkansas and Conway by 6 over the Governors. I think the game to watch, and I thought this all along, North Alabama and Lipscomb, they're the 2 teams that have impressed me the most. I know you're really high on Lipscomb. It's tough to beat the Lions down in Florence, and the Lions lead by 3 at halftime. And it is North Florida ahead of Queens in Charlotte, 43-36. That would be a big win for the Osprey if they could get one on the road over the Royals of Queens. That's what's happening around the ASUN. What's happening inside that huddle of Eastern Kentucky? What happened in the locker room at halftime?
Well, I think they've got to do a better job defensively. They got to talk about how they can control the straight line drives that Stetson has had. And then they've got to figure out some ways to get better shots on the offensive end. I think the defense of Stetson has been very, very good on Blanton. They caused him some havoc. And then Kimball just struggling tonight, 1 out of 7 from the field. You take your 2 starting guards for Eastern, or 2 out of 13 from the field and 0 for 7 from the three-point line. That really takes away a lot of your offense.
Eastern Kentucky, if you look at the 4 of 16 between Kimball and Blanton, the rest of the team is 6 of 17. Kimball 1 for 7, Buttery 1 for 6. Buttery came in making 10 of his last 14 over the last 2 games from 3. Holt again the rescue. And here is Kimball tried to sell a push-off, didn't get it from the officials. And then Kimball went for the steal, couldn't get it. Ellison's had his way a little bit with Kimball. Kimball got the steal that time for a moment, and we've got a jump ball, and it'll go out to Eastern Kentucky.
George Kimball is going to get his hands on a lot of balls, and great hustle knocking that ball loose. See what they call right here.
It should be Eastern Kentucky ball, right?
Yeah, for jump ball is what they called, yeah, if that's what they called. Yeah, Turner Buttery, he's going to be in the middle of anything like that. He plays with floor birds. That's the way you're supposed to get after it.
Turner Buttery says something to one of the officials with a smile, and here we go after a turnover. Only the 3rd turnover of the night on the Stetson Hatters. 37-28. Lead belongs to Stetson. Since they broke away from a 12-hole tie, here's Blanton. Kimball drives with the red shoes on through tough rush hour traffic. Missed another one. And a rebound pulled down by Massey. Been a tough night for Kimball. 1 for 8, nothing going for the second leading scorer in the A-Sun at 18.6 a game. Kimball went for a steal. They say got armed there. Kimball is a frustrated player right now, the guy out of Tampa, Florida. Nothing going right for George Kimball III.
Yeah, you wonder right there. They got mismatch. Massey posts up quite a bit, 6'6", and had the advantage. Really wasn't a bad foul because he was getting ready to get a wide open layup.
Bob into Wood. Here is Ellison. Tipped away by Myrick. He got undercut. No call. Kimball falls down. Missed layup and a blocking foul to the Colonel. So there was a trip, third foul on Kimball.
Yeah, again, that mismatch. Kimball on Massey, and they went right inside. He tried to kind of pull the rug out from under Massey and just didn't take.
Stripes and whistles tonight. Brian Washer, Chad Barlow, and Patrick Harwood. And Massey to the line. 80% shooter from the foul line, fourth among those who have taken enough to qualify. And he drains it. 6 for Massey. He's had 13 20-plus games in his career. Played at Wingate 2 years. Western Carolina on Division I level for 2. And he got them both. He has 7, and it's an 11-point lead.
Well, Massey's been impressive. Nice looking stroke there on the free throw line.
Kimball playing on with 3 fouls. Got it back from Paul. Corner to Blanton. Takes Massey to the baseline. Got around him and missed the chippy. And a rebound off the hand of Massey. Massey thought he pulled it away and Blanton touched it out. A.W. Hamilton working the official, wanting a call.
You won't get a better look than that. That was a wide open layup almost.
Into Myrick. To Blanton at the foul line. Low to Evans Paul. And he'll put it in. Good entry pass down from the high post to the low post. Evans Paul's first 2. Near steal by Kimball. Gambling with 3 fouls. Now they come up. And Buttrey got shoved off. That's going to be a charge. They call a block, and this crowd will go crazy. Off comes the suit coat from A.W. Hamilton.
His feet may not have been set, but the initiation of contact looked like from the offensive player with his off arm. Let's take a look at it on the replay right here. Buttrey at the end of this press got matched up.
Oh, yeah, that is a tough call for the home team there. And Buttrey knows it. Sonka. Massey, extra step to the lane. Deep in the corner to Phillips. Driving Kimball, that'll be a charge. Now Donnie Jones going to be upset.
Those block charge calls are usually one coach upset about it, so you saw it go both ways right there. Phillips is a load coming to the rim, and when he got there to the paint, Kimball was right with him, and that was a big call because that would have been Kimball's 4th.
Well, both times the offensive player initiated the contact, even if the defensive player wasn't set. A 50-50 call, and it goes 50-50. 2 minutes played. Both teams have scored 2, and Blanton falls down. It has been just a ball handling nightmare for the graduate student out of St. Ed's High School in the Cleveland area. He has lost the handle a half dozen times, and there's another one, and he slipped on this portable court.
Yeah, there's a lot of slippage out there on the court. You know, they had a lot of construction with this remodeling project, and they've been talking about how the dust accumulates on the floor.
Looked like that was more of a slip than a loss of the handle that time. Ellison, Colonel's trying to stoke up the defense. Phillips driving paint to Massey. Great find to Wood. Jordan Wood has 9, his average 12.1. And the lead back to 11. Kimball into traffic, missed it. Evans Paul takes it and dunks it for his 14th dunk of the year on a rebound putback.
He says, I'll show you how to follow a shot right here.
17-17 in the game. EKU tried to dig defensively. Kimball gambles. He's been on the doorstep of 4 fouls a couple of times. Low inside Phillips on the block against Kimball. Dunks under him. Wood, extra share. Ellison around Blanton and scores. Ellison, he's just been the maestro of everything, hasn't he?
He has, and they've done a really good job of getting the initial penetration. And then when they get to the paint, they've been attacking by swinging the ball out and then getting those straight line drives.
Blanton crossing over Wood. Dumps it low to Paul. Can you go check the rim? Is it okay?
I was about ready to say, we may need to make sure those backup backboards are ready tonight.
When Paul dunks it, he dunks it with a little bit of authority. Another assist by Blanton. He's had 6 assists tonight. Blanton, number 6 all-time in assists. 41 away now from going number 5 in assists. All-time at EKU. Stepping into a 3, wearing 3, unable to score the 3. Makai Ellison. EKU trying to find a bit of momentum, down 43-34. They were down 9 at halftime. Down 9 now as Blanton backs down to the lane. Fall away 10-footer, nope. Blanton and Kimball have had tough shooting nights. Blanton 3 of 11 and Kimball a paltry 1 of 9. Your 2 big scorers who score 45% of the points and take 47% of the shots. Phillips probably a rush 3 that Donnie Jones won't like. 15:38 to go as we go to the under 16 with a little flush from Evans Paul.
Next.
Buying college textbooks can feel like a nightmare. Long lines, lost time, and inflated prices.
And that's lunch.
But for EKU students, BookSmart is a dream come true. Stress less with 100% free textbooks at EKU.
From the bluegrass of Kentucky, the Arkansas River, to the beautiful beaches of Florida. From the bustling streets of Nashville to the soulful sounds of Muscle Shoals and its vibrant cities. Fueled by growth, the Atlantic Sun operates in the fastest growing region in America and broadcasting in over 20 million homes. We're everywhere you want to be, with access to 9 of the nation's top 80 media markets, including an impressive 6 in the top 50. Our 12 member institutions provide every collegiate experience from public to private to faith-based. All of our member institutions are located in the top 30 states with the most rapid growth, including 8 members located in the top 6. From the beaches to the mountains, the Atlantic Sun is the destination.
It's game day at Raising Cane's. If you want to order like a champ, forget about X's and O's. The only play you're running is chicken. So what combo are you picking? We've got tailgates of hand-battered, cooked-to-order chicken fingers and cane sauce. Touchdown! And jugs of freshly made tea and lemonade. This season is about to be unbeatable. Raising Cane's chicken fingers, one love.
Stetson holding on to the halftime margin, still up by 9 as Eastern Kentucky's high-volume shooters have been high volume again tonight. 50% of their shots tonight, and they're 4 of 20 combined. And Kimball and Blanton, look what they do. NCAA rank in total shots taken. Kimball 27th most, Blanton 23 most. And there's their rank in points, but they have combined again for 4 of 20 makes. Kimball has 5 points, Blanton has 6. It's not all them. The whole team has struggled to score and to defend tonight. Give Stetson a lot of credit, but we got a long way to go. 15 and a half. Colonel's out of the timeout in the weave. Myrick hand back to Blanton. Blanton feeds it left corner. Crawford, 3-ball. Missed it. Buttrey had a touch to keep it alive. Crawford picked it up to Blanton. Blanton skips it corner. Buttrey collects, fires, misses. Myrick tipped it out of bounds. We're going the other way. So Buttery comes in 13 of 21 from 3 the last 4 games. And tonight, he's 1 for 7. And as a team, Eastern Kentucky from 3 is 4 of 16.
Yeah, they've been good looks, too. And you can see the frustration on Turner Buttery's face after that last one. Now another foul that you would categorize as a frustration foul.
There's been a lot of frustration in the maroon and white uniforms tonight. And you got to give Stetson a lot of credit for creating it. Stetson was one of the last teams to get a Division I win in Division I basketball. Offensive foul, Phillips knocks down Kimball. Donnie Jones wants an explanation.
That's 2 offensive fouls that Kimball has drawn on Phillips. It was an off-the-ball situation. Phillips making a cut to the basket, and Kimball was right in his direct path. And Phillips just kind of ran over him.
There's Donnie Jones. He graduated from Pikeville College down in the mountains of Kentucky.
You've got a right to stand your ground when the offense cuts. He's got an ability to cut around you as an offensive player. Kimball just stood his ground. He's really gambling, though, with the 3rd foul on him.
They are going to take a look at this. While they're at the monitor, let's take a look at a picture from way back in Tulsa. Recognize any of these guys? I see the guy in the upper right. That's a young Tubby Smith, the head coach of Tulsa. The guy right next to him is a current EKU assistant, Ron Jerson. And the young man on the far left was under Tubby Smith as well, and that's Sean Finney, now on Donnie Jones's Stetson staff. Jersa and Finney went to Georgia together with Tubby, and then Ron got the head coaching job, and Sean Finney went on to Kentucky with Tubby Smith.
Yeah, what a great coaching staff that is, and a lot of extra hair there in that picture too.
I didn't show it to either one of those guys because, like us, they're aging a little bit. Yeah. I had to look a little bit at the picture before I was sure of who was who. There's Sean Finney right there. He saw him sign a couple of autographs of pictures from fans when he was at Kentucky with Tubby Smith. You will never meet a nicer man than Tubby Smith as a college basketball coach. And there's A.W. Hamilton, who won a state championship his junior year at Scott County High School, went to Wake Forest, and then to Marshall. Coached under Kevin Keats at North Carolina State a year after being the head coach following Keats at Hargrave Military. 3 officials talking. They went to see if this was any beyond a normal one. There's Tubby and the gang again. Spent 6 years together at 2 different schools. The official will give us an indication as to what we learned here as he'll pick up the mic and let us know.
As a common foul. The call on the floor has been confirmed as a common foul.
All right, thank you. That's a turnover on me for not getting the mic up quick enough.
Well, that guy was practicing before the game. He said he had the radio voice. He was over here kidding around with us.
43-34. Stetson by 9. Kimball's drawn a couple of fouls here tonight, but he has 3 and playing with a chip here. We said this would be a good matchup. The guys wearing 3 in their uniforms. Eastern Kentucky has started cold again from 3. 0 for 2, 3 for 9 this half. Down to 31% on the night. Thompson will guard Myrick. Hand off to Crawford. Crawford, the College of Charleston transfer. Shot clock a factor at 8. Kimball rises for 3, misses. Myrick kept it alive, but it's run down and saved in by Ellison. Quickly to forecourt. Sonka picks up the dribble. Ellison says, give me the ball. Ellison played at Mott Community College for a pair of years. 7 tonight, but he's done all the little things. Clock moving down near the 14-minute mark. Ellison loses. Blanton all the way to the goal for the lay-in. I just love the way Makai Ellison has played tonight.
Middle ball screen, been a steady diet for Stetson. They've done a great job of coming off of it, getting mismatches on the roll action, but that time all the way to the rim by Ellison.
Eastern Kentucky has not had an answer for a team shooting 60% this half and over 50 for the game. Crawford spinning into trouble. Bounce in the lane to Myrick, out to Kimball. 24-footer good by Kimball on the Myrick assist.
Well, you wonder if that'll get him going. He's had such a hard night from the field. But sometimes when you see that ball go in one time, that'll get it going.
He had been 1 of 10 before that three, his first of 5 taken. 8-point game, but again, somebody lost somebody, and the benefactor is Josh Massey, who now has 9 in the game. He's been in double figures 6 games in a row, trying to make it 7. 47-37, Kimball again, no. Myrick kept it alive for a moment, ripped down by Sonka. Sonka all the way, but an offensive foul as Thompson knocks down Kimball. Kimball is like a magnet drawing offensive fouls.
We were talking about that floor being slick and somebody needs to sweep it. Kimball's doing his share. He's been on the floor a lot. That's just a needless foul by Thompson. He was running the lane and trying to hold off Kimball. You can see it right here. He's trying to keep Kimball away from the ball and just kind of got a piece of him, knocked him down.
So good job by Kimball drawing another foul. And we'll go back to the Colonels with the basketball, trailing the Hatters under 13 to go by 10. Throw the D to Myrick. Myrick goes up, blocked by Thompson. Here comes a whistle out of nowhere. Who's it on? Honey Jones can't believe it. Abramo Swunka out of Italy.
Well, they ran a little flare screen for Holt, and Myrick just slipped it, went right to the rim. The pass was just a little bit late, but able to get it to him in time to get the contact anyway.
So Sonka with the foul. He's out of Genoa in Italy. Down on the coast as Myrick misses the foul shot. He was on various Italian national teams with Sonka. Third school over here in the States. Stays at 10. One more from Myrick. Myrick from the foul line tonight, 1 of 3. And the team 4 of 7. Second one good for Myrick. Myrick now has 4 on the night. Colonels trying to turn over Stetson, but they've only turned him over 6 times, but 4 this half after 2 in the first 20. And they've all been, 3 of them have been on offensive fouls. That's a turnover.
Yep, you're right, Greg. That's what I was just getting ready to say.
Sonka bounces it off to Massey. Now Ellison brings it in the lane to Thompson. Back to Massey. Ellison drives around Holt. Floating fire, miss. Thompson there for the tip. No. Second time, he'll roll it in. Thompson with offensive rebounds.
Stetson's size inside has really come into play tonight.
11-point lead. Blanton finds a crease to the goal, and he missed it. He's fouled. Donnie Jones disagrees again. He said that's the same call the other way.
Yeah, I'll tell you, nice little hesitation. Got to the rim. Yeah, a little bit of body there. Good call.
On Blaise Saigne out of London, England. Done a good job finding a couple of guys out of Division II. He's out of Minnesota Crookston. Of course, Massey from Wingate as Blanton scores his 7th point of the night. He scored 4 very early. Since then, there hadn't been as much for Blanton. First time today, Cyril Martinoff in. Look at the shooting by EKU over the last 8 games. After starting down in the low 60s, they've increased it 9%. Blanton got them both. They're 7 of 10 tonight.
Now they're showing a little 1-2-2 3/4 court trap right here, trying to get that turnover that can create some momentum.
Trying to find a little bit of a spurt. They've had one 7-0 run. But Stetson has played from the front since they broke the 12-12 tie with 11 unanswered. Back in half 1. Massey will set the screen for Ellison. Ellison will drive Crawford to the baseline and slide out of bounds. Yeah, I think the floor's a little slick. Can the Colonels make a slick comeback? Down 9 with the ball, but we return to Baptist Health Arena. When Stetson shoots 50% or better, they're 5-0. They're shooting over 51% and lead by 9. The Hatters in Richmond. There have been a few Hatters that have left Stetson and come to EKU. Jim Ward was the head coach at Stetson from 1990 to 2000, and then the head coach at Eastern Kentucky for 21 years in the Eastern Kentucky Hall of Fame. And the great Corey Walden, part of that 2014 NCAA basketball team, played 1 year at Stetson, 3 years at EKU, and he's in his 17th year overseas. Boy, he was a good basketball player. You're talking about a guy that could play some defense.
Oh, yeah.
Out of Daytona, Florida, Seabreeze High School.
One of my favorite all-time Eastern players.
He had an OVC tournament that led them to the championship where he was dominating. Who's going to dominate down the last 11 and a half? Holt, who's hit 3 tonight. To Martinoff, the 7-foot backup. Up top to Blanton with 12 to shoot. Blanton into a double team. Now Holt. Holt from 14. Short arms it over the rim, no. Martinoff trying to get the rebound, but Wood jostled him out. And it's pulled down by Ellison. The Flint, Michigan product. Now Wood. Dangerous pass up high to Sonka. Back into the hands of Ellison, who's run the show with 9 points. Drives extra step. They're going to count it and give him one.
Well, he's a real hard left-hand driver, and he got just about a half a step on Crawford, who had cut him off in the previous possession, but that time just got into his body. Ellison able to use a little bit of a slower release right there, a little bit of a hesitation, actually. And
there's his average at just under 16 a game. Look what he did the first 4 games. And look what he's done the last 15 and tonight as he goes to double figures. Puts in the foul shot. He has a dozen. And he has been steady all night long. And the biggest lead of the night sits at 12 here. And a foul at half court on a near steal. They got it out. They tried to gamble. Did Sonka. Played at Wake Forest, UCLA, picking up his 3rd foul. Let's check the overall stats tonight. Eastern Kentucky at 30.4%. Their lowest percentage of the year as it stands right now. 31% against Ball State. Meanwhile, Stetson at 52.6%. Their best shooting effort was last game out at 56%. Martinoff dropped a beautiful pass to him by Blanton. Should have been a lay-in or a dunk, and it turns in to a turnover, their 8th of the game. Thompson feeds it left side to Sonia. Inside, turnaround, and it turns into an air ball. May have been partially deflected. Blanton reels it in. Down by a dozen with 10 minutes plus to make it up. Blanton got it. And he, with that basket, becomes the number 2 all-time scorer in EKU basketball history, passing Matt Witt. We'll give you a look at that in a second, but we play on with a 10-point game and a steal for a moment, but they couldn't reel it in, and now it's 4-on-3 the other way. And the 3 missed, and a long kicking rebound. Blanton's got it off the miss by Sonka, and he'll put it in, break the record, and keep going. Here come the Colonels. They've scored 4 in a row off Blanton, and Crawford tipped it away and made the steal. Crawford across the timeline, and he'll smartly put on the brakes here as Eastern Kentucky finds Martinoff outside, drives into Thompson, hooks it up and missed it, and will come the other way.
Well, a nice move, though. Just didn't finish. EKU turning up the heat defensively, trying to get back in this game.
52-44. That would have brought the crowd into it. Would have been a 6-point game. Would have cut in half in about a minute. Turning the corner, floating fire, and it won't go, but he followed his own miss. Like you're down in the basement and you throw it off the wall to yourself, and Sonka put it in. You've done that a few times, right?
Yeah, rolled up sock, you know.
I did a tennis ball and a bucket in my basement.
You were high class, man. I had a clothes hanger I would form into a rim.
Blanton finds another shot. This one goes out. Myrick had a touch, runs into the corner, does Wood. Stetson's brought a lot of hustle tonight. Colonel's trying to fight back in it. Got it down to 8. Missed an inside shot to cut it to 6. Stetson's extended it back to 10 with the ball at 8.5 to go. Ellison Ellison to the lane with a sliding stop. Low to Thompson. He posted up a guard and put it in. They have found every mismatch to their liking tonight.
Eastern's been doing a lot of switching in their man-to-man defense, and Stetson's been able to take advantage of their size when they have gotten the bigger players matched up against the guards.
Nearing the 8-minute mark. Step back three to cut it to 9 for Crawford off the backboard. Martinoff's pulled it down. Martinoff backing down. In trouble, reverse score for the EMU and Georgia Tech transfer. And at 7:54, down 10, A.W. Hamilton uses the timeout. And we'll be back to Richmond. Stetson was up 9 at half, went up 12, fell down to 8, almost 6, back up 10. Moments ago, back-to-back buckets for Tay Blanton. Went to number 2 all-time in scoring past guard Matt Witt on that 2005 NCAA team. Kid from Tip City, Ohio. Now 3rd all-time, 4 years. Tay Blanton's been playing the second most games ever. And of course, he's still a little bit away from the guy in his 6th year over in Japan, the all-time leading scorer, Nick Mayo, just 481 points away. 7:54 to go, and Stetson, here's Wall. Off the Holt, 3 ball, you need it, you can't get it. Wall, who hadn't played since a while, flies in and gets a rebound. Kimball can't get it to go. 3-point shots have broken the Colonels back tonight. They've hit only 5 of 22.
There's 2 of your best 3-point shooters. They got good looks, unable to capitalize.
Haven't shot well in their own gym. Tapped by Holt, but it falls to Ellison. Now Phillips. Stetson extending the game. Phillips passed up a 3, drives in, flip scores. The drives have been brutal tonight for the EKU defense.
Yeah.
First points for Phillips.
Eastern 2-3 zone right there, and they just drove the gap and able to get all the way in, about a 5-footer.
51% shooting for the Hatters tonight, trying to do it for the 6th time and get a win like they have the first 5. Here's Blanton, 14-footer. Got it for Blanton, starting to heat up and feeling as though he's got to take the game over.
Now this is the area where Eastern's going to have to put together some stops. They can't just play trading baskets with Stetson.
6:40 to go. 58-48 Stetson. They give up 82.7 a game. Not tonight. They've held Eastern to 48. And a good crease to Phillips, and he'll miss it. Martinoff, the rebound. Martinoff from Canada. Here comes Blanton. Blanton with patience. Martinoff. Martinoff directs traffic. Holt. Holt puts his shoulder into the defender. Blanton, another one with a hand in the face, no good. Wall got the rebound, and he's fouled. And it's going to be 1-1 time for the Colonels with 6:03 to go. Can EKU find a comeback, start their engine, down 10 in Richmond? Since the game was tied at 12, 11 in a row by Stetson, and they have not looked back, and they just will not let EKU get closer than 8. And you know what that means? Tip the hat to the Hatters. There's the founding trustee of Stetson, John B. Stetson.
You have one of those hats in your closet, Greg?
Got a couple toboggans. No hats. My ears will get a cold the way it's been up here in the cold zone.
Yeah, but there's a few of those Stetsons around Texas. I know that.
6:03 to go in the game. And Wall to line. Meyer Wall, Raleigh, North Carolina. Word of God Christian Academy. College of Charleston for a year. Sophomore on a 1-1. That's the way you try to crawl back into the game. Take advantage and then look for stops. There haven't been enough tonight for the home team. They have shot 32%. Stetson shot 51%. But on the road, no lead is ever safe. Wall got them both. His first 2 of the night.
You just feel like Eastern has another run in them some way.
Had a 7-0 run in this game, their biggest run was that 11-0 run, and here's Wall with a steal with the long arms. Puts the brakes on to Myrick. Big possession here both ways. Be a 6-point game, a 5-point game, or the Hatters could get the stop they need. Blanton. Buttry has come back in for Holt. Blanton from 16, no. Wall got pushed by Phillips. J.B. Phillips got caught with a push. Third foul on him, and foul shots coming. Watch the push right here by Zero. Yeah, with the elbow.
Yeah, and just kind of took his hip and checked him out of the lane there, too. So here's a way to, like you said, Greg, Eastern shooting free throws so well here in conference play, and they've got a chance to cut in this lead with the clock stopped.
9 of 12 tonight. Wall hit 2 moments ago, and he has drilled 3 in a row. Again, they were down in the low 60s 8 games ago. From that time to coming into tonight, they increased it 9.2%. They're third in the conference, down over 73%. This will be the closest they've been since that 11-0 run. And it's 58-52. 6-man beginning to make a little noise.
You feel like Stetson's dominated this game. You look up, it's a 2-possession game right now.
Life on the road is not easy in college basketball. Ellison with the pink shoes on and the dark green uniform for the Hatters. Ellison with 3 assists, 12 points. He's their top scorer. Blanton leads all scorers with 14. Crowd calling for defense. Ellison was standing on the sidelines when he received the pass from Phillips. Meaningless, needless turnover, but it may be a meaningful turnover, but a needless turnover. The 11th and 9 turnovers this half, coming back to what we talked about, turnover margin. Remember, the 6th worst in the country.
Yeah.
They were +4 at halftime.
Law of averages. Eastern did a good job right there. They showed a little tandem 2-3 zone, and Stetson was way late in the shot clock before they recognized it.
Here's Blanton. Wall hit 4 big foul shots and a runner missed it. Myrick the rebound to Buttry. Now Kimball penetrates all the way to the goal. 4-point game. 8 in a row by the home team. The fuse has been lit in Richmond.
Here it is again, a little tandem 2-3 zone. Stetson kind of back on their heels right here. You feel like this is another big possession, Greg.
58-54. Wood into Wall. Extra shares around the arc. Floating fire, no. Rebound Blanton. Off the miss by Sonka and a foul. This remodeled arena is getting loud.
Well, good penetration there by Stetson. A little floater, hit the rim. Big battle for the boards. And you got to come up with those rebounds in a tight game like this. Got tripped up on the attempt to get down the floor.
7 rebounds for Blanton, 11 from Myrick. EKU has out-rebounded Stetson by 10. Stetson, 20th worst rebounding team in the country. Blanton misses the foul shot, followed his own miss, jump ball, great hustle. Blanton knew that one was off and they got the ball back. Cardinal Sin kind of not being ready for an off-kilter shot, and now you got a chance to earn them from the field rather than a foul line.
Boy, you let the free throw shooter get a rebound.
Kimball, yes! 1-point game, 11 in a row.
Well, you saw this with Stetson in West Georgia. Stetson was up 25, and West Georgia came back and made it the game. Stetson was lucky to hang on.
Getting loud at the Coliseum. And Kimball, who's had a frustrating night, beginning to emerge along with Blanton. It's 58-57.
Next.
Buying college textbooks can feel like a nightmare. Long lines, lost time, and inflated prices.
And that's lunch.
But for EKU students, BookSmart is a dream come true. Stress less with 100% free textbooks at EKU.
Chenault Vineyards is the exclusive wine of EKU Sports. Located just 6 miles from town, enjoy breathtaking views, delicious Kentucky Proud wines, and exciting events all year long. Live music, trivia nights, yoga, and more. Open Wednesday through Sunday. Keep up to date with everything going on at ChenaultVineyards.com or follow them on Facebook and Instagram. Don't forget to ask about their wine club. Get first access to new wines, exclusive events, and discounts. Chenault Vineyards, where every visit is a celebration.
I was originally in the Discovery program. Stetson gave me the option to explore so many majors, and now I've found my passion and my people.
I could do a lot of things outside of my major, and I never would have known that had this school not set me up with those opportunities.
I'm really happy that I ended up coming to Stetson.
Stetson had an 11-0 run to break a 12-all tie. Led as many as 12 EKU. Has held Stetson without a point for 309 and scored 11 in a row to make it a 58-57 game. Let's go around the A-Sun. One game has gone final for the Gulf Coast coming in here Saturday afternoon. They have defeated Bellarmine earlier tonight, so they'll come in here at the top of the conference with a 6-1 record. Bellarmine will drop to 0-7 today. EKU and Stetson both 3-3. Who goes above 500 in Game 7 of 18 in the regular season? 10 of the 12 teams make the tournament. Pressure turned up. 9 turnovers this half by the Hatters and just 2 by EKU. It was +4 Hatters in the first half. Big possession to try to stem the tide. Phillips inside, Massey went for the dunk, block by Myrick, but he got it right back. Myrick with a big-time block, but doesn't get rewarded, and it's a 3-point game, and that'll stop the run there.
Well, a good job by Massey to stay with it. Got that first shot rejected. Didn't hesitate, went and got it again.
Put it in at the 3:34 mark, just shy of 4 minutes. They went 3 minutes and 41 seconds without a point. Blanton, 8 to shoot, 3:10 to go. To the lane, tough 8-footer left it short. You could see that when he rose. It was a short arm miss. He's 4 of 16, 20% tonight. He has 14. Oh, that was Kimball. Make that. Blanton is 6 of 18 now, 33%. Ellison to the lane against Wall. Great backdoor cut. And he bounced it to Saka, who reversed it in for 10. And they've scored 4 in a row.
Yeah, Turner Butler got caught ball washing on penetration. Great backdoor cut from the corner.
2:38 and EKU now down 5. That timeout served Stetson well. Kimball in a double team. Wall, 3, ball, no. Myrick rebound. Buttrey drives. In traffic, in trouble. Clears it out to Kimball. Kimball a 3. Got it again. Settled all the way.
You're just shaking your head, no. And then he's, oh, great shot there. George Kimball the 3rd.
And here's a steal by Wall. He goes in, lays it in. We're tied. Myar Wall has brought energy defensively. It's tied at 62 with 1:55 to go.
Myar Wall has spearheaded this attack, this comeback right here, the second half.
1:48 to go. EKU was down 58-46. They've gone on a 16-6 run. Ellison against Kimball, backing him down. Fall away, no. Chance to lead.
Great defensive stand right there by Kimball, forcing a tough shot on the baseline.
EKU's last lead was 8-5 at 8-7. Kimball, 2 big threes. Kid from Tampa, another 3. Missed it. Myrick blocked out well by Phillips. Everybody check their pulse. Timeout, Donnie Jones. 1:01 to go. Life on the road. It ain't fun, is it?
No, it's just tough. When you get a little momentum, and we talked about how Eastern was going to make a run here. George Kimball, that pull-up three, he hit another one out of the corner there just a little while ago, and you look up and this score is tied, and you think, how in the world is this game tied with 1:01 to go, the way Stetson has just dominated play the whole night?
We're going to stay here with 1:01 to go. They took a full timeout. And let's now go around the ASUN. We told you one game final, and it was over in Louisville. Florida Gulf Coast wins by 16 over the Knights. And they'll head here for a Saturday afternoon game. 1:05 to go, and North Alabama 73-61. They're tough to beat down in Florence. They're going to knock Lipscomb, it looks like, down to 5-2 and stay even with Florida Gulf Coast. Queens has come from behind in Charlotte to take a 3-point lead over North Florida at the under 4. It is tight down in Conway early in the second half. Central Arkansas by 4, and Jacksonville blowing out the newest member, West Georgia, by 20.
Okay, our fouls. Stetson's got 9, so Eastern's in the double bonus, but Eastern's only got 5, so they've got a foul to burn right here.
Minute and a second to go.
Yeah, Stetson's got the next possession. Eastern has 2 timeouts left. Stetson 1.
Stetson has shot 50% for the game. EKU has shot 34%, but we're tied at 62. An 11-0 run and a 16-6 spurt did it. Colonels were down 58-46.
Eastern elected to go man-to-man here the last couple of possessions.
I said a 16-6 run, make it a 16-4 run. Big possession both ways as we play the final minute in regulation. EKU's gone to overtime twice already in ASUN play. 1-1, lost 1. 11 seconds on the shot clock. Ellison guarded by Blanton. Phillips trying to post low. Phillips tries Myrick. Reverse score. Big shot by Jamie Phillips Jr.
Boy, freshman right there with the confidence to go in and take that big shot.
With 40 seconds to go, he scored, and now A.W. Hamilton will use his next to last timeout. Donnie Jones, the Hatters head coach, has one himself. This is the go-ahead bucket by Phillips.
He just got a half step on Myrick, able to reach back with that right hand and finish on the left side of the basket.
Officially, it came at 39 seconds on the clock. Well, let's review the way this game has gone. Back and forth early. The last tie was at 8, 10, and 12. And that's when Stetson held EKU without a point for 6 minutes, 11 seconds. Let's make that 6 minutes, 16 seconds. Went on an 11-0 run. EKU missed 11 shots in a row and hit just 1 of 14 in a dry spell. Colonels then responded with a 7-0 run. Got it down to 5, but Stetson came out with 5 in a row and went to the locker room by 9. We traded buckets. 12 points, 8 points, nothing happening. It was 58-46. Stetson up by a dozen with 7:15 to go. EKU missed a pair of threes to try to trim into it, but then Stetson went cold. Defense, steals, led by Meyerwall. 3 minutes, 41 seconds without a point. And Eastern Kentucky scored 11 in a row, 16 in the next 20, and tied it with a minute to go. Now the Colonels have it, 36 seconds to go, down by 2. They won in double overtime at Central Arkansas, lost in overtime here. Who was that to? To Jacksonville, I believe? No, Austin Peay on the road.
Massey matched up on Blanton.
Buckley to bring it in to Blanton.
They switch off.
So now Phillips with a go-ahead. Blanton drives him. Got around him inside, and we're tied with 28.2 to go. Now EKU has a foul to give here, so you can gamble. Are they going to go for the last shot? You would think so on the road. Can Kimball make a crafty steal? He leads the conference. And then a timeout to Donnie Jones's last.
Well, it's a good time to gamble right there. I mean, when this ball comes back in play, Kimball is so adept at making steals. you feel like you just turn him loose. Let him go.
It's interesting. This side out will be down to our right. Watch this play. There's the Blanton tying shot. But we go back to where that ball's going to be brought inbounds, top of the key and beyond, side out, near side. That is where Bellarmine was trying to tie. EKU brought it inbounds, and Jordan Crawford made a steal and a big layup. I saw James Madison in this arena about 3 years ago force EKU into a turnover and beat Eastern Kentucky on a bucket at the end. So this is not an easy place to bring the ball in. How do you defend it? How do you play it offensively to avoid a turnover?
Well, you put a guy on the ball and just try to pressure the inbounds pass, make him take away a straight pass inbounds. And then you got guys that can shoot the passing lanes. All guys out there can get in there and make a gamble for a steal. If you don't get a steal, big deal. Go ahead and take a piece of the arm with you, and they got to put it inbounds again.
So EKU's got a foul to give. You just don't obviously want to foul in the active shooting. The freshman who put them up by 2. Jamie Phillips will trigger, and the long arms of Myar Wallet, 6'8". The sophomore will be on him. Kimball will guard Ellison in the backcourt. Jumping jack defense, and they do not challenge and bring it into Ellison. Game on the line. Straight line drives have helped, and Kimball fouls with 9.3 to go.
A little early, I thought, but if you want to foul, make an attempt to steal the ball.
4th foul on Kimball. So not only do you put him on the doorstep of the 1-and-1, Kimball's a foul from elimination. Wall will guard again. Michael Moreno, a player last year in the good seats right beside the inbounder. And they lob it into Wood, hand back to Phillips. Phillips drives Wall, 15-footer, missed it. Rebound and a foul. Myrick was fouled with 3.8 to go in the shove out. Myrick had rebounding position and they shoved him.
Wow, what a turn of events right there. Myrick doing such a great job on the boards. He's got 14 rebounds now.
2 shots too, by the way, with 3.8 to go. Here's the replay. We'll see if the call was right.
Wall did a great job contesting the shot.
Massey fouled him, I believe. It was on Massey. Myrick hadn't been as good tonight from the line. 2 for 4. He's good right now. First lead since they were ahead. 8-5 and 8-7. 65-64.
Eastern's really got to concentrate on their matchups right here. Don't go to sleep, nothing long, no fouls.
Have a timeout if they need it. Myrick hits it. A.W. Hamilton calls the timeout. 3.8 to go. What a turnaround. With 7:15 to go. EKU was down 58-46. Started the comeback by missing 2 threes and then scored 11 in a row. Since they were down by a dozen, they have gone on a 20-6 run. Sometimes you win any way you can. They're not to the finish line yet here in horse country, but they're up by 2, shooting 39.4% this half. Doug, they're shooting 34.8% for the game.
That's just determination right there, never giving up. And Myar Wall has been huge in this comeback. Couple of steals. One, he took all the way to the rim. He's knocked 4 free throws down. And come up with a big contest of the shot there by Phillips on that last possession. Eastern right now cannot give up a good look at a 3. They cannot foul a 3-point shooter. They've got to make sure that the ball is coming toward Eastern's basket when it's inbounded. Nothing long.
Ellison will trigger. Kimball will guard him. Wall will track Phillips. Watch Saka over here on the near side. They throw it in. They'll get it back to Ellison. He'll shoot from half court. He hit it! Dial it up, Bristol. Scott Van Pelt put it on. Ellison, a hero. Wow.
I'll tell you what, when it left his hands, I thought it was in. And it was. Wow.
He's a 42% three-point shooter, and he did this.
They're going to look at the replay and make sure it was good.
Ball game. He almost traveled on the sliding crossover stop. How about that? Mekhi Ellison out of Mott Community College in Flint, Michigan. And the final will be 67-66 unless it left his hands late, and I don't think so. Nope, it was there, and it's in the peach basket. Well, we saw Cooper Robb do just that when he played for Eastern Kentucky down at Georgia State. And a stunned crowd here at Baptist Health Arena as Mekhi Ellison may catapult himself and his team to 4-3, but he may be on SportsCenter later tonight, Doug. You got to believe he is.
Yeah, you can't think of 10 more plays that would be better than that one. That's unbelievable. Stetson controlled the game the whole way. Eastern had the heart to come back, but the last card was played by Stetson.
They had a good plan, didn't they? They brought the ball inbounds to Ellison, got the quick hand back to him. Kimball tracked him, but Ellison hit it from just beyond half court. And to go from half court to the goal is about 41 feet. So I would say that was about a 44-footer for the victory.
Yeah. I mean, you take your chances if you're Eastern. Somebody going to knock a shot like that. Kimball left his feet, but you just don't want to foul that situation.
And he kept that pivot foot down on the court. He came to a slide, but he hit it, and his teammates out to say congratulations. The guy wearing 3 hits the biggest 3 of his career. For Doug Sally, I'm Greg Stottlemyre. We say so long from Baptist Health Arena in Richmond, where the final score is Stetson 67, Eastern Kentucky 66. All games airing on the ESPN networks are streaming live and archived on the ESPN app. This has been a presentation of ESPN.